CES 2019 was a really interesting journey. We spent almost 5 days in Vegas checking out the show, and we got to see a lot of stuff at the show. I know there's been a lot of other videos that have been out about the show, but this is our complete take on what we saw. We had a really good time walking the floor. We met with lots of cool people in hotels and stuff at their suites. You guys have seen those videos, but now let's take a look at what we saw on the showroom floor and all the cool things that there were to see at CES 2019. Let's go! One of the very first things we saw at CES 2019 was a bendable screen from Royole. Now these guys also have the screen on speakers, a shirt, and a hat. These screens were also able to be bent all the way back. If you guys want to check out more information, we'll have a link down below to check it out, but I gotta say, this is pretty interesting stuff. We all know LG, and they had one of the most kick-butt booths at the entire CES 2019. They had an enormous curved screen display. Although I don't know if these screens were able to be, straightened out at all, they were still pretty cool looking. They also displayed a rollable OLED TV and an 8K nanocell display TV. A lot of cool stuff. I have to say, the LG booth just looked incredible. All kinds of visuals as far as the eye could see. And speaking of 8K OLED TVs, there's another small company in the US called Skyworth. They also had an OLED TV where the sound came directly out of the screen. That's right, I said it, directly from the screen. And they also had a see-through glass TV as well. So if you're looking for something really interesting and not out of the same old cardboard box, you guys should definitely check out this company's products. Now let's roll things back old school. Check it out, an Atari Pong table. That's right, Atari, the people that pretty much invented it all. Now this is the live version of Pong, and it uses magnets to control everything. The table includes lights and an LED display, as well as speakers and USB ports to charge your devices. So if you're into a totally table of old school Atari, you should definitely check this out. This was the game that pretty much got me into gaming. If you walk the floor of CES 2019, you would notice that there are lots of arcades, including build-it-yourself small kits. Small, medium, and large arcades were displayed all over CES, and here are some of the coolest ones to show you guys. There was a lot of VR around CES, along with augmented reality demos as well, including painting with AR with an AR sketchbox from the company Cupixel. This was pretty interesting stuff. If you want to learn more about it, we'll have a link below. For you guys who love to shoot and blow up stuff, this is pretty cool. It's a VR machine gun arcade from the company VR Leo. In fact, you can actually sit down and play a beachhead-like game in a VR environment, which just looked pretty cool. You weren't actually totally on the beach, but it's still pretty interesting. A lot of people love roller coasters. The more loops, the higher they go, the scarier. They just love these things. But what if you could actually just sit in your living room and ride a roller coaster without ever having to leave your house? Also on the floor was a fully built VR roller coaster, which was able to turn the riders upside down. This particular thing for me got me feeling kind of sick, but a lot of people like this. VR in general for me sometimes just makes me a little bit nauseous, and this was crazy over the top. There are so many gaming chairs out there, it's just crazy. But DisplayPort had a full-size gaming chair rig that actually demoed the HBR3, the high bit rate 3. So if you're looking for a gaming chair that's really over the top, definitely take a look at this. Portable cameras have come a long ways. And Insta360 had a 360 action cam with bullet time capabilities and an anti-shake feature. You could literally shake this thing and the screen remained completely level. So this is crazy. So if you were out surfing or out riding your bike or some kind of environment that just totally shakes around, you can get a totally clear 360 picture using this camera. I thought it was pretty damn neat. We also saw some cool holograms using fan-like devices from companies like Holograph and HyperVSN, which does 3D hologram advertising. So you've been in game before and you've seen all those advertisements up in the sky, and maybe someday we'll see that as well. For those of you into robots, the company Robotis had small robots out for display, able to sync, dance, and maneuver. These robots include 3D printable parts and are totally programmable. ForwardX had an autonomous suitcase that could follow you around as well as have facial recognition. We'll have a link down below to check out more. It seems like at every CES every year we see more and more drones, and this year was no exception, including an underwater drone from Nevada's MITO. I think this thing would be pretty cool to scare people in your pool. What do you think? Talking about robots and drones, Amrad had an enormous Pong robot called the Forpheus, which was actually pretty good. Robot versus human. We all know the day's coming. You've seen Terminator. I know you have. I'll be back. 3D printers are becoming more and more prevalent all the time, and there were also a lot of 3D printers on the floor, including a metal 3D printer from Desktop Metal. We also had a chance to visit the Inwind booth, where they had the 905 case out for display, as well as the 928 Super Tower that needs 2 PSUs. That's right, 2 PSUs. Also displayed was the humongous Silver Z Tower, constructed of 5 centimeter thick aluminum alloy. These guys have some pretty nice cases. We're going to definitely have to get our hands on some this year. You guys all know the company Razer. They make all kinds of gaming peripherals and they've been around quite a long time. Now at CES 2019, Razer showcased their new line of laptops that include NVIDIA RTX graphics cards, along with the Razer Phone 2, the Raptor 27 monitor with cable management, and the Tomahawk Elite case with tempered glass panels that close up vertically using custom design gas piston hinges. This particular part is just like they use on the back of cars to open your windows. Pretty cool stuff. This year, Intel was pushing 5G at their enormous booth at CES, and yes, I do mean enormous. This thing was huge. They were showing the first ever 5G Skype call ever displayed, as well as autonomous vehicles and AR glasses. And the last place on our journey was Sony. Now Sony had a huge crystal LED display system set up with 2 people racing against each other. Along with that, they had a couple of demos showing off their cameras as well as the PlayStation VR demos. All in all, Sony had a lot of cool stuff at the show to take a look at. Alright, so there you have it, folks, our coverage of CES 2019. We've got another trade show coming up as well. This one's, geared towards music stuff. This is the NAMM show, which is coming up next week. So, hope you guys really enjoyed this footage. We know there was a few things that we missed. Like I said, we were really close to Gigabyte and DX Racer. We wanted to check them out, but for some reason, we just walked right past them because there's just so much to see at the show. But if you want to get any more information about any of the stuff that we showed you, we'll have links below down to all that stuff so you can get more information, find out more about it, and see if it's something that interests you. I'm Elric. You've been watching Tech and Tomorrow. We'll see you guys back here on the channel for more tech tomorrow.